Welcome back to another live trading session here in Forex Trading Wizard Academy, and I believe you guys are ready for another big trading day, week, and it's pretty interesting market structure. Now we can see there is a with the breaking news, oil is now melting and gold is also getting liquid. Pretty if you look at here, the market structure is pretty predictable at the moment. You will be looking at entry in this market structure, and I'm looking at few more entries as soon as we can find that entry opportunity here in this market structure. We are looking for entry, and we'll be doing analysis, and also at the same time we'll be looking for entry. We had our previous session, I believe you guys were there, and we had an incredible trading session past week, previous session. And with this previous sessions, incredible move. Hello, welcome, thank you very much. Gold, yep, we are looking at USDJPY is coming down. Gold is trying to push back here off this, and I'm looking at here few potential trading opportunity here on gold with the technical, as well as also there has been significant shift in the market sentiment. And we can see that okay, so we had some really great news that I would say came in the past few hours that has significantly shifted the market sentiment. The market is now driven by sentiment, and this is what I would say that has changed the market structure entirely. So Trump, Iran agrees to 2 weeks ceasefire, plan to open Strait of Hormuz. This it came as a high impact news, has shifted the market sentiment. We saw that gold, oil with a gap open. You see, this is a gap open, and the market started to drop. Gold, as a result, also gap open. The market started to rise up here on gold, and it became bullish from this bearish. And now would like to open few positions in this bull market. We had our previous position, if you guys looked at, we had an incredible trading session the past week, past session, and with this past sessions trade, now we are looking at few more positions to open in this session. And are you guys ready for an entry? We had sometime very fast entry, but we need to make sure that we are managing the risk accordingly, right? Now gold is in a bullish trend. We see that this is, I'm looking at the 5 minutes from the technical. We can see that there is an initial bounce, that where you can see a pullback here. Now that pullback might give us further entry opportunity. Now I'm trading gold bullish. Anyone here bearish? Do you think so? Share your opinion. And now from the technically, we can see the market is trending up, and with the previous move, there's another one came, I think it's on this to social in few minutes earlier. A country is supplying military weapons to Iran will be immediately terrified on any and all goods sold to the United States of America. 50% effective immediately. There will be no exclusions or exemptions. President Donald J. Trump. I think that's that is another one that market might be getting interested to look at. So this is just 40 minutes came on Truth Social post was saying that a country, that means saying that any country supplying military weapons to Iran will be immediately tariffed. So that means there is potential for tariff for that country up to 50% effective immediately. There will be no exclusions or exemptions. President Donald J. Trump. Okay. So now that has just in, and I think here we can see there is another one came. Several explosions at Iran's Lavan refinery. Semi-official news. Not sure about this because there was a ceasefire, isn't it? Thank you. Okay, so here is what you can see in this area. Trump, we will be talking tariff and sanctions relief with Iran. Many of 15 points. This one just 57 minutes ago. So these are some of the points that I would like to look at for us to be able to find a potential directional bias that which are the market, because if we see that the weakening of war, that means that widening, reducing, we might see gold is bullish. This is what I'm trying to look at. The sentiment is now driving the market. Do you think so? Makes sense, loud and clear. For a loud ceasefire. Thank you very much. There's another Truth Social post came. The United States will work closely with Iran, which we have determined as gone through what will be a very productive regime change. There will be no enrichment of uranium. Yeah, I think that's what. And the United States will working with Iran dig up and remove all of the deeply buried B-20 bombers. Nuclear dust. It is now and has been under very exact satellite surveillance Space Force. Nothing has been touched from the date of attack. We are and will be talking tariff and sanctions relief with Iran. Many of the 15 points have already been agreed to. Thank you for your attention to this address, President Donald J. Trump. Okay, so there are some agreement, which is, I think, today's post showing those agreements. That's, I think, it's a green signal for oil to drop and gold to go up, because this time we see that gold is dropping. Okay, so now this is in 57. As I mentioned, market is very unpredictable at the moment with some of the, I think this one which came 3 hours ago has a little bit of mixture. So these are some of the latest move that you can see. Currently the market is really paying attention, and therefore gold has a break below. Is there any new breaking news came out? Gold had a significant drop here. What could be the reason? Okay, so there is a ceasefire, and I think because ceasefire agreed on Iran, and the market, if we look at the WTI, is still downside. So WTI is not spiking up. Usually if there is a war move, usually WTI get a spike. Now at the moment we can see some short-term pullback, but gold is gold really pays attention, and gold is an instrument that trades interestingly, especially during the news time, war time. So, and I was trading gold for a very long period of time. During the, if you look at the what I called Russia-Ukraine war, we traded gold a lot, and that was pretty volatile. Especially the oil came to the negative zone and then went to the all-time high during that time period, and a later pullback. So at the moment, gold is just going opposite of oil, but here this move can be technical, can be liquidity grab, but at the moment for us to be able to look for the entry, I would like to also look at the technical. So we looked at the sentiment looks like that compared to if I look at the past 5 weeks, and I think that in this 5 weeks this is the first time that both parties saying that they are agreed to a ceasefire, which is the primary reason why we saw that there was a gap open and gold went up. Now this going up will remain or will drop again, that you will see now from the technical perspective. And I would like to stay there in that notion that there is a short term, at least for 2 weeks, for a ceasefire. And now we'll be looking to see that where things, how the market is in fact reacting to that, right? We'll be looking at. However, as I mentioned, that things is unpredictable. The market is unpredictable. So make sure that you always use proper risk management plan when you are trading, right? Hope that you're enjoying the live session. Just oil up. Thank you. Okay, so there is a gold is Saudi Arabia vital east-west oil pipeline carrying crude from the Gulf to the Red Sea for export has been attacked. Okay, so that, come on, Saudi Arabia vital, really? Where does the, where did you find? I haven't got it yet here yet. Okay, so there are some, I think that could be a reason for the current move. Okay, so keep eye before you open any position, keep eye on the breaking news, definitely. And here is guys, we see that there is, if you look at in that area, the market is trying to again pull back off this level. And I think if you look at gold of this head and shoulder, it entirely broken off this level, and with this entire break of this head and shoulder, the market now in a pullback. Look at the 30 minutes price action here, and 1 hour price action also. We see that after the 30 minutes candle close, the price action has broken back below. 30 minutes candlestick pattern is a pretty long bearish price action, which is closing in 2 minutes. Now on gold is still showing that there is a further trend continuation possible here. There is a large fair value gap on gold that it left, which is the daily support. Don't you think the gold is coming to test that gap fill here on the daily? If you look at this, there is a daily gap. Do you think so? The market is coming to the daily gap. I think so. There might be a higher possibility, because if you look at this candlestick pattern on the 15 minutes, which is a large red bear candle, that can have further downward move. It can happen because there is a very large drop here. Now there is a fair value gap. If the market breaks below, there is a higher chance for this price action to continue to drop. So I'm looking at now sell opportunity along this zone. If it does go for a deeper pullback, there is a breakdown here of this head and shoulder, creating this order block. And now we had our previous session trade, if you looked at, was big one. Now with this one here, that we are looking at the market structure to go ahead retest, and then to return again back below. In the meantime, $30 candle closing, there is a double top and then reaction back below. It's a complete breakup structure below this level. Now it is not unusual to see again going back to retest the high. The price again has come back to this 4-hour level, 4-hour resistance zone. Okay, I will not be surprised to see that going back again to the upside. And then we can look for sell, because if it goes up to cross this any of this level, it's gonna create a selling opportunity here in that market. There is a chance for another retest to the upside. Any scheduled news coming calendar? So we'll be seeing that later, FOMC meeting minutes. And tomorrow there will be core PC price index and final GDP, which we'll see 10:30 p.m., which is in my zone just after we start our live session. It's getting back up. It is leaving an imbalance here, right? So it didn't test this. You see, long week are important, right? It didn't test this week, and with that weak fill, we could see the market to go ahead and then coming back for this weak fill. Preparing for a possible entry of this level. There is a chance, because it had a big drop back below. We might see a retest of this order block. This is a one single move back to the upside, so chances for another drop is higher. From this support, it left an imbalance, so I'm setting up for a potential sell opportunity, a drop pullback, expecting another drop. But we'll see that it's gonna go back here for a retest of this high. That means this support here turn resistance, and then we could see another potential wave of downside here in that market. And if we look at the 15 minutes as well, here you can see the market is trying to go ahead and retest this zone. and I'm looking for an entry here in that area. Candle close. The market is pretty interesting here in that area that you can see. And what I'm looking at here, guys, from that level, it's come to support new and now going to up. Yes, but I don't think this market will be able to be very strongly bullish. We saw there was a false breakout here, and off that false breakout, the market has reacted to that. This is what I'm looking at here, guys, for this market to eventually come down back below and then to retest that level. Here's I'm looking at in this area for the market structure to show a potentially downtrending move. We can see that there was a break below, but this nature of this move that you can see, the market has left a significant imbalance here, which is currently moving up of that. And that moving up is giving a higher possibility for the market to eventually drop down to this support level. And with a big red bearish engulfer here that I'm looking at here in this market, because there's a false breakout, you can see the price has gone up. Chances for this price action now to retest this support. And from the 1 hour, we can see that there is a large long wick candlestick pattern. 4 hour perspective, if we look at the price action has shown few times support test. And I'm looking at here for now potentially another breakout back to the upside here. Looks like going to 4900. There might be the chances for the market to go back to 4900 is pretty high. And this is what I'm looking at, and I believe you guys are also looking at the same. But because there is an initial drop, okay, and what is dropping is likely to drop, because there is an initial drop, the chances for the market to drop again is higher. If it is going like that with a one single move back to the upside, I will be looking for selling again, because the market, this price action that you can see, has left significant imbalance. The market moves from imbalance to the imbalance, right? The market is constantly strive for balance. Like the universe, if you look at this universe, the universe is constantly strive for balance. That's why, remember, what do you remember? Anything you attribute excessive meaning and importance will be difficult to attain. It's the ultimate universal law. See how healthy 5 minutes candlestick? Yes, we're looking at anything you put excessive attributes or importance will difficult to achieve. Now, this is going contrary to our what we are usually taught, right? That's how it is. Okay, it's going back here to that level, which is going back to that resistance line. Thank you very much. So I'm trading Nikkei 225 and I'm expecting a breakout structure. You mind analyzing it? Yes, we will be looking at, but just looking for an entry on gold. We had our previous trade, if you guys looked at, was pretty big. Thank you. That was the news. Yeah, that news has eventually broken that support line here. We see that there is a 15-minute candle close coming. Nikkei will be looking at. And I'm looking at for, I think there is a, this is the 1 hour resistance line. We might see a retest and then potential rejection of this level. We might see here a potential false breakout. The market left here an imbalance, and I'm looking to see possible sell entry with this 15-minute candle close. And once the 15-minute candle close, there is a chance for the market to come back for another retest. Look at the 15 minutes here, which is 2 minutes still remaining. Don't you think it's gonna come back again from the 1 hour for another retest before this hourly candle closed? Planning for potentially going for a sell trade. So I'm going to look at potentially sell opportunity here in that area. And this market had a significant move down here, and I think there is a higher chance for the price action now to eventually revert back below to this support level here, and a significant move back out of this level. With the 4 hour, very big move back to the upside. So if we see the market has, because there is a false breakout, there is a possibility for a higher chance for the market to return again back to the direction of the major trend. We'll be looking for sell. Here I'm looking at sell entry. We'll be later also explaining the strategy. And I think there is a higher chance for the market to have a downside movement. And we'll keeping the stop loss above this high with lot size calculator is essential and nearly to 100 pip. And I'm looking at here for the market to eventually break this low here, potentially to this support area. So here I'm looking at for a break below. I'm looking at sell entry of this level. So if you look at here, there is a pretty stronger move that you can see earlier. And I think there is a higher chance for the market to have another wave of downside. There is a pretty long week candlestick pattern. Looking forward to see. And I'm short on gold here. Stop loss above this high. So I'll set the TP guys here for this trade below, as there is a significant move and expecting a move down back below for another retest. So I've shared the same trade in the group as well. Here is the 5 minutes candle close here with the long week candlestick pattern here, and they're expecting the market to potentially come for another retest of this level. And as there was a, if you look at this is the 50 minutes price action. But looking to see the market is coming back down for another break of structure here. And Look at the 1 hour price action is there is a long week, and I have created a potentially here an imbalance in that direction. Here the market has crossed this high. Let's look at where it is heading back again. There's a very long head and shoulder, and of this head and shoulder, do you think the market is breaking that head and shoulder? I'm sell on gold and expecting potentially to create a new lower low here of this support. There is a 4 hour price action that you can see is being formed here in that area. Okay, so 1 hour candle close coming, and if the 1 hour candle closing here as a doji, and I think there is a chances for the market to have some pullback below. So we're still on the trade, and it will be unusual to see the market has not tested this support here before it goes up for another new higher high. we're going to see possible break of structure here. So with the 1 hour candle close, as there was a false breakout here. See that what kind of market structure is forming. And there is a 1 hour price action has closed, and you're going to see a breakout. reach a key level of resistance line here, and that was entirely to the key level. From the 1 hour, if we look at, okay, now we might see here potentially a pullback to this imbalance area. The market reached the key level. See that what the market structure is building its momentum back below. Okay, looking for a break below here to this support, and might be, because there is an imbalance here, that looking forward to see the market to break this key zone and then to potentially have a rejection. The market left imbalance in this area here and expecting it to drop what I think to retest the order block. The order block is here. It's almost there, almost near our entry, and expecting it to break below. And I'm not expecting a large number of pip, but if we can have a decent number of pip that we can gain here of this support, we'll be happy to take it. It's a large break below, and to see one more rejection down back here. So almost retesting this 20 EMA, that means 10 EMA, and there's a vital area of value. Okay, so two long week a liquidity candlestick pattern formation here. That is key. I think there is a chance for another wave of drop here potentially, and I'm holding on to that to take this move back below. A little further downside. I'm running in profit, guys, and I'm running in profit, and I believe you guys are also running in profit. Awesome. Running in profit. I would like to run it profit. And cool. The market is coming. We have another potential win, and I would like to take it back below here. I'm running nearly to 40 pip. There's a head and shoulder. The market is rejected off this level. They're expecting it to break down back below, and with drop little further here with a head and shoulder, I'm still running in. I think the market left quite a bit of imbalance in that direction, and that might bring that price here to a little more profit zone. So I'm here at nearly to 41 pip, and thank you for that. So you'll see that in that area for this market to eventually break that low, coming back to this further downside. Are you enjoying the live session? Make sure you give a thumbs up. Here is, and now I'm going out, guys. I'm exiting the trade now. It might drop further. We'll be re-entering again. There is a chance for a bounce back. Okay, 2 trade today. It might continue to drop, or it might bounce back up here. For me, not many, but you guys have probably have got more. Thank you. It's maintaining downtrend here. Okay, so the market structure here is building that there is a higher chance for further move. That you can see from the 1 hour. You can see the market is there is a long week it left here. The price action is eventually showing that pattern in that direction. Now, we're seeing some kind of, if you look at after this move, it's on a pullback. The market is pretty volatile at the moment, and let's see that what is the current status on the sentiment. The market moves with sentiment. Saudi Arabia Saudi Arabia's important east-west oil pipeline has been struck by an attack. This is not very good news for the so how do you see any? I think that's the reason why we saw there is a sudden drop on volatility on gold, but you can see that the market is like get confused with what's happening, so that might be a reason. And USD JPY, you can see the downside. Gold is, this is a bullish market, but we see there is a pullback here, and with this long week rejection here in that area, you can see the market is now shifting its momentum again downside here. We had a profit taken, not a big one but a small one, but you can celebrate with the music here, isn't it? So yes, if you want to celebrate with music, it's not a Friday, but you can look at it. Okay, so with the current move that you can see, I see use that instead. How is the risk on the scalping robot? Okay, so I see there's a message on this one. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so I see some feedback. We're going against the trend. We are not going against the trend. We traded with the trend. Oil is the culprit. So, who was right? Anyone can be right. Okay. Yeah, I'm out of the trade. So I'm not against the trend, guys. This is a very important lesson. Keep in mind, it's gonna change the way you look at the market. You see, how do you identify the trend? This is what I always talk about. Look at the bigger picture, right? If you look at the bigger picture, you find infinite. It's indeterministic, right? So if you look at from 0 to 10, you only see 10 numbers, right? But if you look at from 0 to keep going up to this, right, you'll see infinite number. Actually, it's nothing because you can't identify the infinity, but as big picture as you can see. So if you look at here, this is a trend. That is an uptrend here. But what about this here? So rectangle within the rectangle, picture within the picture, right? So if you look at this bigger rectangle, look at the smaller rectangle. So now from the bigger picture perspective, it is in an downtrend that you can see. And if you look at here, it is in an uptrend. But this uptrend, what happened that it actually approached the previous swing high here. Okay, it approached the previous swing high, and because it approached the previous swing high, it gained momentum again for potentially moving further down, unless it changes the trend, which can happen. But because it reached the key level, we can expect at least a short-term drop, so that will increasing our probability for this market to come down here back below. All right, so this is what we are looking at here in that market. So if you look at the, as we mentioned, when you see the smaller picture, you'll see some numbers. When you see the bigger, you see the indeterministic. What is an indeterministic? Indeterministic system that cannot be defined or understood. Right? Infinity is something that cannot be defined or understood. That's indeterministic. But if you look at the bigger picture, you can see that always. Now, it can change slowly its trend towards the uptrend, but because it left, if you look at from this, I also created a separate lesson on this one. If you guys looked at, you see how the market left this zone here. There is a gap open, and this is a no wick area. Usually when the market leave this kind of move and goes without retesting, so these are the area of imbalance that you can see in the market. Okay, so if you look at, there are imbalance, and those imbalance, it is highly likely the price will come to retest those imbalance. And you see that here also. In what situation we can see the market goes a lot without coming back? Usually this kind of situation where had a smaller wick at least. So it's breaking that low of this level. Okay, it's keep pushing down back below here, which is building its momentum down. And in the meantime, traders, if you haven't subscribed to that, you can do so. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. Join here the free Telegram where you can find regular update, and also whenever available, also you can have access to the premium group. We had few position earlier, now almost fill. Whenever it will appear, you guys can join the premium for those who will be willing to take your trading to the next level. And it's creating that momentum here that you can see. It's a bearish move. So it's carrying that more back below. So we have few questions here. Yes, oil is copied. Okay. Are you out of the trade? Yeah, I'm out. Still might see that further downside move here. I'm also holding. I'm holding. Okay. Anyone hold it? Which is now, if you look at the market left that imbalance, and it is. So I'm trading Nikkei 225 and Nikkei 225. We'll go to that. I'm just looking to see that if there is another entry here on gold. Just trying to have another entry. Look at the 30 minutes candle closed. After this red bearish candle, the price again trying to break below. We'll be looking at Nikkei once we see that the market has here created significant price action. That might be the price to eventually break that low. Market structure here is bearish. That you can see, we could see that continuation down here to this support level. And with this downside movement, here I'm looking at traders for possible bearish drop back below to this support level here. It might go for a deeper pullback in this area. And that can take this market for another retest of this high. I'm looking for potential another entry. In the meantime, let's look at Nikkei 225. We're waiting for a breakup structure. What was the question here? Nikkei is currently in a sharp uptrend. And what time frame you are looking at? I'm not sure. If we look at the 15 minutes here, I would wait for a breakup structure. So if you look at few trend line that you can see in this instrument, there's one here and there's another one here in this area. So 4 hour I think might take little while for a breakup structure here. Daily pricing is just breaking out. But usually, if the market breaks like that, Okay, I normally do not go long this kind of candlestick. Okay, so what we could see that from the daily, the price might go little, 4 hour there is a possible for a breakout structure, might go here somewhere, candle closing something like that, because it's a one, you see, one single daily candle has separated from this long consolidation. The buyers will not find enough confidence to take that market up, though the historically bull market, without retest of this trend line. So what you could see here, that with this breakout the market may come for a deeper pullback, at least will consolidate here before its breakout like that, or we could see deeper drop like that and then to trend back to the upside. This is the daily context of this market. Therefore 4 hour time frame, yes. So if I would say that if you are trading on 4 hour, it is better not to wait for the breakout structure if you want to go long, because if this market, let's say this 4 hour candle close today, one or more, if the other one is coming down, chances is gonna end up coming back here, one possibility, or wait for a consolidation pattern formation for another bounce like that. Very stronger bullish momentum, right? So chances that it might leave it as a fair value gap and there might be a consolidation here and then going back up. The best entry will be not a breakout structure, but let's say a long wick doji or any smaller candlestick can be a buy entry. Stop loss below this low, TP target here, our zone. Okay, so that's for the, okay, going back to gold entry. Here I'm looking at two trades that we have opened earlier today. One is during our London session live. There is this, the market is maintaining that trend here. The key to look for is trend. Trend is very important to look at. Afternoon, thank you very much. So you're on sell, okay. Let's come to a very key area of value. So maintaining the downtrend here on gold is showing that this market possibility to break this support. So the daily, now I'm looking at the daily price action. I have already discussed, if you guys looked at the strategy behind and the reason for the trade. Now going to the 1 hour price action, you can see that here there was a drop and it's coming back again to that support. So looking at the 4 hour time frame again, to see that actually what gold now potentially be doing here, which is important to look at, right? I am deleting these levels to look at the price action from the beginner mindset. All right, so let's look at the market from the beginner mindset. A beginner mindset means that you look at the market completely fresh way, because everything has changed. The market structure change, the price action change. Now here I am looking at for another drop to this level here, which is an important support and resistance. And also here is a narrow red candlestick pattern. Now with this movement, guys, what do you see? There is a 4 hour bearish engulfer. There was a break of structure here. This is the daily rise that we have seen, and this daily break up structure, which is from the 1 hour perspective, if you look at it, has broken from this, right? If you looked at my weekly analysis on Sunday, so I was discussing that okay, sell level, once it is break, sell of this, and you can see the market is almost creating the same pattern as this. Now if we see that the current price action not looking to me strong confidence from the buyers, this is what I want to look at here now. All right, so that being said, with a stronger rejection of this level on this market structure, there is a large fair value gap on the daily support. Chances that there is a possibility for entirely drop down here to this monthly support, which is the weekly price action here as well. And in the 2.5 days, what you have seen, the market is not in a strong bullish momentum. We see that there is a head and shoulder on the 1 hour. It's the 1 hour head and shoulder, which could be that the price action, there is a support. If it breaks this support, guys, here, there is a chance for the market to come back to this daily support, which is the daily open here. And therefore, there is a false breakout here multiple times. The longer term trend may remain in the direction. So wait for the market structure to confirm its directional bias. Please tell us the price you're marking. Now the price that I'm marking is not that much of relevant for us. You can look at that, but these are the support level. You want to see that they are broken, and not only break, you want to see it breaks and create a new trend here. And this is 1 minute break of structure that you can see. This is actually another possibility for the market to come down. First you will see that it's entirely to go up here, and then it will create a new possibility to come down. I'm looking at the 1 hour. Just looking to see what kind of price action it is forming. Good afternoon. We are seeing that trend continuation. It's ready for another entry. Here is we are looking for potentially for the next entry that you could see here. With a liquidity sweep in that area, the market has shown that bearish bias that you can see it's breaking below. Okay. Okay, we see the market has entirely rejected of this level, which is signaling that the 1 hour candle close could break that support, and because it is in a again another downtrend from the current resistance line is here, we are looking for potential sell in that area. Just looking for another entry here, and if we look at the market here with a double top, as because there is a double top here, entirely break of resistance, the price action has created a bearish engulfer on the 15 minutes, followed by another bearish price action with a 10 and 20 exponential moving averages here that you can see, and that is giving the market a possibility for break below here in that area. Okay, from this level it's trying to break above here again, and that is what we can see the market structure to go back again to retest that level, and with a triple top that you can see here in that zone, creating a further bearish move. As we mentioned, it in fact has come here. This is where the market left that imbalance, and reverse back again to the upside here in that area. This week we had very successful trading session, traders, and we want to look for more coming, and I still have more to trade later today. And in the meantime, and I'm looking at here, we can see that tomorrow we will come up with FOMC during the NY session, and also I think it's on today, FOMC, not tomorrow. It's on Thursday. Yeah, today. So FOMC meeting minutes is today, which is in my zone in 2 minutes. It's gonna be 9. So what do you think that now from the intraday, are you going to see the market to break below here? This is a bit of bigger gap, but I wouldn't say that it's not gonna happen. It's most likely to happen. And I'm going to share traders a pool here. All right. So let me start a pool. What's your bias now on gold? And interestingly, 95% of the time, it came out to be the same direction, only in trading, not in other areas. So what is your bias on XAUUSD today? Is your bias on XAUUSD? Number 1 here, bearish. So do you think it's gonna come down here or the bullish here? I've shared the pool. If you just cast a vote, and we'll be releasing that one here. And in the meantime, traders, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. I do come on live twice now, every single day. One in the London session, just pre-London session. And we had earlier today one trade and successfully closed in profit in NY session, another trade every single day. This is the channel where we make the most amount of trade, not only here, also in the premium group, regular update, trade ideas, as well as analysis that I'm posting every single day. So don't miss out that update that coming every single day. Now, if you want to take your trading to the next level, then don't miss any of the analysis that I'm posting every day. There's a lot to take from here, as those education, as you can see, being posted based on smart money system, smart money trading ideas that can change the way you look at the market. So here with the intraday price action here, that you can see the market from this support level has created an impulse here, followed by this pullback. And this is what I'm looking at here for 4-hour candle close. And now if the market wants to really create a new higher high, we eventually could see the price to go back again to the resistance line here. However, if the market today is to be bearish, later today you might see the market to drop down back again to this daily order block, okay, so which is daily imbalance. Now with a candle close, after breaking below here, it's pushing back again. It's potentially to go ahead and retest this, and it is not unusual to see that the market again going back further above here. We'll be waiting to see. Patience is key. We do open quite a few trades, but the patience is where it will make a big difference in your trading. here is there is a rejection of this, trying to break above, and off this level the market may come down further in that direction here. Breaking out of this, leaving an imbalance. Now this move can entirely go up for another retest. However, if it is a failed move, then there is a void here, okay, and that could be the market to come, or we could see an extended sideways movement here, and we will be only trading from a very important area of value where you have a higher possibility for the market to give us an entry. So this is a bearish engulfer that you can see. Do you think it's gonna go up further before it eventually break below? Along with XAUUSD, also we will be looking at WTI, what is happening with the US oil here. And WTI, if you look at earlier, open with a gap, right? And I do open sometime more often, or sometime depending on the market structure. WTI and USD/JPY, Euro dollar, and British pound US dollar. So we see that WTI had there was a gap open, and off this gap open. Now this gap open, if you looked at with the previous news, has come out from the Truth Social and also with the negotiation news with Iran, ceasefire deal, and that has given WTI from this gap. The market has entirely broken back below. Now this is the zone where the market structure from the technical, it is in a downtrend. We can see the market may continue to drop further. However, we see that some other news came out that in Saudi Arabia's important east-west oil pipeline has been struck by an attack. So if that damages the oil flow, there might be again another spike. But you see that the market is not going anywhere here, and so that's one sign that the investors and traders are not yet sure what to do, because there is quite a few news that is making the market unpredictable. So but the technically we see this is a downtrend, and we could see the market to eventually drop back below here to the support level. So therefore the bias here in a downtrend. If you look at the USDJPY, what do you see on dollar yen? Dollar yen had a also break below. Now with this current news again, it's trying to push back here again to the upside. And off this break of this support on USDJPY, the market may continue to rise here because there is a break. If the price break this resistance line, it might create an imbalance. That means going back here, taking those liquidity, and then can continue to trend down here on USDJPY and gold. Going back to gold again. Here is the market. We saw there was a significant drop. We had an entry earlier. It's now trying to again break below. Right. There's quite a few long week rejection coming again. And got volatile. Do you see any breaking news again? Anyone? Okay. I'm expecting gold buyers to take advantage of this temporary ceasefire and push it higher once the war starts again and the US dollar will get stronger. We saw that there was a buying pressure happen here with the ceasefire move. It was a massive breakout that you guys can see on gold. And that breakout, if you look at off this support, it was a massive breakout. And later, the market didn't make it way back to the upside. Here is its consolidation. Now it is not unusual to see potentially to create another flight back to the upside until we see that confirmation. It's creating quite a few long week candlestick here in that area, and those long week candlestick pattern might bring that market down here. We'll be looking to see where it is heading. Okay, with a long wick, 2 long wick candlestick pattern, here is the market to reject back below. Now, if you look at this 15 minutes candle closing in 50 seconds, which is, we see that back to back two rejections here, and this is a possibility for the market to remain potentially bearish here. Don't you think it's gonna come down here now? Are you going for another entry? Okay, so here is the market kind of close on the 15 minutes, and you can see that it's trying to push back here from this, and I will still be a seller. However, from this zone, how the market is going to go up is important to look at. showing that upside bias. But this 15 minutes candle is important because if the current 15 minutes candlestick pattern closing below this high, very higher chance that with this 30 minutes close the price will break below. The sellers shows is still stronger here, and if it breaks below there might be stronger waterfall back down here. And we want to see that the 15 minutes candle closing in this area here as a bearish price action, that you can see break below. You can see that it's a pretty stronger drop. Looking at the best setup, guys, see, this is where the market has managed to break below, and the 15 minutes price action has shown that there is a possibility for further downside here. Okay. Sometimes it has to be very patient. I usually try to keep the win streak on. There is a big red candle form here, and the market has shown there is a significant downtrend from the 5 minutes here that you can see it's bearish here. To enter a sell, we see there is a trend line formation. Oil news in 7 minutes. Looks like price will do just a range. Yeah, usually, when the price come to a key support level, it does that. It breaks. If it breaks, it's gonna go a lot. If it doesn't, we might see that quite a few sideways movement here. Now, if the market breaks this support, there might be huge drop here. There might be huge break below, and you can see it's approaching this fair value gap. That's a massive move that you can see here in that area with this fair value gap, and that fair value gap might be taking this market further downside here. Okay, has entirely broken back below. So you could see an experience of a downtrend back here. There is a large head and shoulder also, and that could bring that market down back below to this support level. Thank you. We are seeing that move. Traders, as you know, that I come twice each day here to trade London session as well as the New York session. Successfully trading every single day with over 90% win rate. You guys can see that in the live market. And I believe you enjoyed this session. I may still be waiting for further entry. We do open sometime 1 trade, 2 trades, sometimes no trades, sometimes most of the time winning, sometimes losing. That's the power of trading. Do we have a very high win rate? You guys can see that on the group in the premium. And I'll see you there again in shortly with update in the premium group for any new trade coming. If you are in there, you can keep up. If you're not, make sure also you stay connected by joining the Telegram. You can find link below this video in the free Telegram, where you can find all the trade ideas, education, as well as analysis that I'm posting every single day. That being said, thank you for joining here. We'll see you again shortly after trading. Until that,